Y'all know it's crazy. Have you seen Prismatic Evolutions dropping a ton lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
Bro, I was looking in the collector app, and it seems like all the singles lately are dropping.
Dude, I freaking love the collector app. I've been using it for so long, and it's like it makes it super easy to like track the pricing of the cards in your collection.
It is really sick, and I don't know if y'all have seen this, but they added this new like set analytics page. So when I saw Prismatic dropping, I went over to the set analytics, and like if you scroll down, I'm looking at the most wish listed cards right now, and obviously Umbreon's at the top, but you can see the red down arrows on all of them. But if you look at like early Scarlet and Violet era sets right now, it's green arrows up on like everything.
Yep.
Dude, it's awesome to use it too. Like I use it a lot for cards that I want. So I'll just say that they're just in my collection, and those are just cards that I'm going to be going for.
Yeah. I don't know. I love the app. It's just really cool how you can see the performance on stuff. Like even if I look at my 1 day performance, $23 up, but you go to 6 months, you can see the spike of the whole boom. So
Dude, I know. I
User
love getting to like
interface, dude, it's so clean.
yeah,
I love getting
collector.
to see that like, spike up, making
Yeah.
that
Oh,
money.
Spike is so nice.
Yeah. Get collector. We love the app.
If you guys did not know, we were doing a giveaway for this first edition Hollow Lieutenant Surge Electabuzz PSA 9. Shout out to Dran's Pokey Corner for sending this to us to give away to you guys. And we just picked the random comment. The first one was myself, and we can't be having that. So we picked again, and we got Rookie Ace 102. Please email us at the Trainer Gallery 4 at gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It'll be in the description. Congrats,
Beautiful.
though, Rookie Ace.
Woo! Come on.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Trainer Gallery. We have none other than Jay's Corner TCG today. What is up, man?
Not much. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. Thank you for coming on.
Of course. Appreciate you guys having me on. I know I wasn't able to come on the last time when you guys told me, so I'm glad I was able to be here this time.
Yeah, we're glad
Happy
we got
to
you
have
on,
you.
man.
For sure.
So we're gonna kind of like start from the beginning. What brought you into the Pokemon space?
Besides like when we were all younger and collecting and stuff, I would always kind of go back to the anime and then the video games. So I think it was like 2012-ish when I bought Emerald for the Game Boy, right? I got my first Game Boy SP because I had never owned one before. So I got that on eBay, got an Emerald version on eBay. And that kind of, after I was playing that for a while, a few years later, Flashfire came out and I was hyped over a Charizard. So that kind of brought me back in 2014-ish. And that was on and off. And then like heavy back into it as of like 2019. So
is that when you started collecting again in 2019 or?
Yeah, like a legitimate amount. Like before I would like pick up packs like here and there, but I would just be ripping them. I wasn't like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that there was people that were my age that were still like constantly doing this and stuff. So I was just picking them up for myself in secret and just opening them because I had nobody to like share the experience with. So it was just me.
That is crazy that I think I'm a little bit older than you, but the older generations are heavy into Pokemon still.
Yeah. And it's
awesome.
Funny too, because I think another thing that kind of got me heavy back into it was the fact that I was like away. I was working at the time. I was working away from home. So I would be gone for like 2 weeks at a time. I'd come back for the weekends only, be gone 2 weeks at a time. So I had a lot of free time. My wife was at home. My son was still at home. So I had an odd amount of free time that I just wasn't used to. So to stay out of trouble, most of the time I would just go to the gym, come back to the room, do that routine. But I had a lot of free time. So I would be watching like openings, Rev, obviously at the time. I just watching a lot of breaks, stuff like that. And then from Rev, I found like a bunch of other people within the community. And I was like, oh, shoot, there's a ton of people that are like into this, doing it, and, making videos of it. So I had started a YouTube channel prior, and it was like a basketball channel because I love basketball. I would do sneaker reviews as far as like the performance aspects of them while playing. So it'd be like there was other YouTubers at the time that I was watching a lot by the name like Kick Genius, Nightwing 2303 that do like those performance reviews. So that's what I was doing. But then seeing like the whole community aspect of things on Pokemon and, you know, just having fun with it myself, I was like, I think I kind of want to do this. So that's kind of what introduced me to the YouTube side and the content side of Pokemon.
Was another part of that just being able to share that experience with people, because you said you're kind of doing it in secret, not being able to really share it with anyone?
I really didn't. I had no one in my like personal life that was into it.
Gotcha.
At least they didn't tell me they were like into it or anything like that. And I wasn't sharing that too much. Not that I was like, it's not like I was like trying to like hide it or anything, or, you know, but it just wasn't a thing. Like I didn't think it was the thing. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and rip these packs for myself and like start buying things. My wife was like, "Are you doing Pokemon now?" I was like, yeah,
That's
I'm doing
awesome.
Pokemon. So she gave me like an odd look. It's always funny when you try to explain that to like a spouse when they're not really heavy into it and they're like say that one more time. What are you doing here?
It's the same thing for just like when our friends ask us about it and stuff. We're just like, yeah, we open packs on the internet, and they're just like, what? Like, who does that?
I even to this day too, like as of I think August of last year, this is like what I'm doing right now. It kind of just worked out that way between the vending, between the live openings and stuff like that, and being able to be around the kids and honestly saving on childcare, because I don't childcare in California is ridiculous. It's like a whole nother income in itself that you have to pay for. So between all that, like, all right, I've been doing this full time. So explaining that to people that ask, like, oh, what are you doing right now? I'm like, well, between YouTube, I have like YouTube, and then I just say small business, keep it vague. And then if they ask questions and they're interested, I'll go into deeper detail, which is kind of funny because I say that. And now I feel like it's a lot more accepted to like say something like that versus even a couple years ago, because there's so many other people that are like doing content as like their main job. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. And they're like, they actually seem like really interested in it, actually. So it's kind of cool at this point.
How's that transition to being full-time been?
You know what? I thought I would have like a lot more time because the job that I had when I was like traveling a lot, I worked in pharmaceuticals, and it didn't pan out because initially I was told, okay, you would have a period of time during training that we were going to have you moving across. I was like I was in Vegas, I was in Colorado, Virginia, like different states across the country, right? Just doing different trainings, but they kept extending and extending it and making it longer, and it seemed to me like it was never going to end. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get away from this. And then my previous job before I started just going full time, I was working for a soft drink company. I think I signed an NDA, so I don't know how far that goes, but and it was I disliked the company a lot. I was working like 60 to 65 hours a week, and still keeping up with trying to keep up with like family, the channel, and all that stuff. And I was beyond burnt. I was exhausted. I know there's a lot of people out there that can kind of like they understand that because they're working like a hell of a lot of hours more than probably I was, and trying to keep up with everything. It sucks. So I was kind of put into that position, and after kind of like talking about it for a while and trying my best to get my wife on board, it was kind of something that I just ended up doing. And the transition from that to just doing it full time, I thought I was going to have a ton of time to do things, but the fact is like I still have a daughter that's very young, so a lot of my time gets put into that, rightly so. I try to do my best to like manage it, but I think she's starting to get to the age where like my son is my son's a little bit older, and she's to the age where I can be like, okay, let me step away to like record a video. Like not yet, but soon she'll be there, and put out that like long form content, because that's what I want to get to. But overall, the transition's been pretty smooth. But there's always that balancing act that I get right sometimes, and then like I lean one way, lean the other way. So trying to stay in the middle of that balancing act is really difficult.
Yeah, it is tough to find those balances.
Yeah. So is that why you do more lives than anything?
Yeah. I usually when I stream too, it's like starting from either 7:30, 8:30. All my chat gives me a bunch of shit sometimes. I don't, I'm okay to cuss.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot. I know you had
As
Ryan
much
on
as you
here, so I'm
want.
assuming so. Yeah, they always give me shit because I'm like always starting super late. It just that's what works with my schedule at the moment. So I try to do my best to keep like the family aspect of it first, like because that's kind of what propelled me or prompted me to step away from my full-time job and do this instead. So I kind of want to honor that as best I can, especially for my wife, and help out as much as I can. But whatever other time that I do have, dedicated to the streams, um, all the background stuff that goes along with it, with sourcing product, shipping, trying to my best to be on top of it. It still takes a lot of time. Like the stream is always the fun part, and everything after that it's kind of like the tedious part that just takes up a ton of time. I'm sure. Yeah, shaking her head like the stream is the fun part.
I actually, I caught you last night at what, I think it was like 10:30.
Yeah.
I came in on the back end of a live. I was like, damn, he's still going?
Yeah. Like I said, I think we started at 8:30 last night, 8:30 p.m. last night. So it's, it's working at the moment. I know I neglect like a ton of people that are subscribed to me when I for the East Coasters, especially because I start so late. It's funny too. Every time, like if there's once in a blue moon, I'll have like a noon live stream, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. live stream, and there's just people coming in. They're like, yo, I finally get to watch a stream because you're not on at 1 a.m. my time. I'm like, I appreciate you guys coming through. So, and I tried my best to like do at least one of those early streams once a month. But again, with like life and kind of trying to, get the streams going and keep life going, it's what's best for me at the moment.
Yeah. Don't worry about them
Yeah.
damn East Coasters.
Yeah. I know. Even when you asked me about the podcast, I'm like, well, I'm like free around 7:30. And she was like, can you do a little earlier? I'm like, all right, let me see. I think there's a day coming up where I should have some availability like earlier. So I'm glad that this kind of worked out.
Yeah, for sure. We're happy to have you. A lot of our recent guests have been in the Pokemon world, have been experiencing a lot of burnout, and you were just talking about how you were burnt out with your older jobs. Are you feeling any of that with like the current state of the hobby and content creation, or are you still able to have fun with it?
I mean, I'm able to have fun with it. I feel like an added amount of pressure because with what I do, I'm like doing the live openings, ribbon ships, trying to what I stress about and what I worry about is the price points and what I'm able to like put them out as, I think trying to find decent deals is a thing of the past. And I think that's something I kind of just accepted more recently, like a month ago, because I would ask my chat constantly, or they would ask me like, oh, when are you going to be able to restock on this or this? And I'm like, I can. It's just that like $4 price point is just a thing of the past. Even the $5 price point is a thing of the past. And I think that's what has like an added pressure as far as doing the live openings. And I don't know if other, live stream rip and shippers feel the same way. But I mean, I do my best to try to source product as reasonably as I can. Or even right now too, like we were opening those Chinese gem packs, the simplified Chinese. It's a different, it's not English, but it's a more affordable option at the moment. So that's kind of something I'm doing. As far as the burnout goes, I don't feel burnout. I mean, I came from streaming 2-3 times a week while working 60 hours while managing a family. So I'm like, we're chilling right now. I don't feel that type of burnout with it yet. A lot of people have been doing this a lot longer full time though, and the burnout when you're doing it full time, it's like a combination of the burnout and probably the stress factor because you're doing this and this is kind of your livelihood now, which all the pressure's on you. You're not working and then guaranteed a check. You're working and making sure you're putting out the best possible product in order to get people engaged, in order to earn a living and have fun at the same time. So I get it though. I get it.
Yeah. Do you, because you mentioned like the rip and ship side of things, what did you think when people started hating on rip and shippers?
I get it. I understand to a certain extent. But it's one of those things where you don't want to be grouped in with a bunch of people just because there's some people that are, you know, doing it wrong or just, you know, being scumbags, in all honesty.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot. I feel like I think with me, well, I started off not doing rip and ship. I started off just doing like videos, contents. I did live streams, but it was just me and my friend. We would be opening a box of, at the time, like Evo Skies when it was like $100 a box, right?
Yeah.
We'd be opening that box or some other box. He always wanted to do Evo Skies because he wanted like the Rayquaza or the Umbreon at the time, right? So it would just be us like that. I think it all comes down to where you want to go. I didn't see myself going into the rip and ship at all. A lot of times people are popping up like constantly, and you know, they're expecting to just hit a home run with whatever rip and ship they got going on. And I think it just depends on how do I say this? On what you want from this. If you're only solely going for it for the money, I've always said it's not going to work out because there's so much back end stuff that you have to do. There's so much time and effort that you have to put in that if you're not really like enjoying it and putting your best foot forward, it's not going to work out. And just like the last boom, there's going to be a ton of hate. That's just what happens when there's a huge influx of people. You just stay the course. If you're really about it and having a good time, it'll show and you'll grow. And even people that hate eventually will be like, all right, this guy's not so bad. And as long as you get that, as long as you get some sort of understanding from people that are against rip and ships, I think that's like the best you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It seems like because people can't get that product, there's definitely a lot of negativity in the hobby and just like everything else going on.
Yeah.
But has your community just like been there to back you? And like, how has that been?
My community is it's funny. I love my community is amazing. I love them. They are some of the best shit talkers that I've ever met, and
that's the best.
Just supporting you like nonstop. If you ever see like a chat, it's like they're sometimes they're going in on each other and just talking smack. But I always think like some of the best friendships are kind of like that. Like if you can't talk to each other in that certain way and kind of just understand that it's all joking, especially when you're typing it. They understand that. And when you're typing, if it was in person, it would be like at another level, I'm assuming. But my community has been amazing. They've supported me. They've, you know, they've helped me more than I can like convey to them at times. Like there's some times where it's just like, I used to play basketball as an escape. You know, I played high school and some in college, and it was, you know, my escape, you know, my stress relief. The live streams at the time is my stress relief now too. It's just like trying to get away. My wife says, "Oh wow, like that's where you go to get away." I'm like, it's just for a little while, you know. I love you too, but it's nice to detach from, you know, real life at times and have fun, you know, hang out and do all that good stuff, because you need that. It just helps so many people. And it's crazy to me, like not just my community, but all the different like Pokemon communities that I see, different channels, like a ton of people just look forward to that so much. So just being as available and being as positive as you can to them it means a lot.
Yeah, I think so too. So you've been vending at Frankensons, which is a ginormous like warehouse type building that has Pokemon from end to end. How has that been going?
It's funny how that came about too, because I had been buying from one of my buddies now, Nick, that's a vendor there. and Delane. They have 2 different booths now. One at an aisle 420, well, aisle 400, booth 420, and the one I'm at is on aisle 800 at 820. I just been buying from them so long, and they needed help, and they said like, "Oh, do you like want a space to like also vend yourself?" I'm like, perfect timing, because it would happen like a month after I decided to do this full time is when that kind of happened. So I'm like, yes, sign me up. Let me try to do this. And I enjoy watching some of the vendor POVs. Like either if like I'm engaged with it or if it's just in the background, I like it. You know, shout out to Arvin, Jar Chomp, you know, the Bulbasaur, all them. I met Bulbasaur at last juice card party. He was a good dude. And I think that aspect of it, like the interaction with other people in like real life besides the chat, is fun. For me, it's fun. It's always exciting to see like, oh, what's going to come through today? What deals are going to be made today? Is anybody going to make a big purchase today? It's been fun for me. I started right before December. So maybe around November-ish is when I started. And off the rip, you know, it's funny that you see like a lot of the same people come by, and if you give them like good, I would say customer service, good, even conversation, they tend to just come back. You know, sometimes they buy things, sometimes they don't. But for me, it's not necessarily always about making the sale or anything. It's just kind of getting to know people at the same time, and you never know who you're gonna run into. I've made a decent amount of friends just from vending, and just from conversation. So that's been a really cool part of it.
Were you nervous to start vending, or just because you've been like in the community so much and doing the live streams, it wasn't as bad?
Nah, I wasn't necessarily nervous. The only time I got nervous is when something like heavy would come in. Just because I wasn't like as prepared or as knowledgeable as I am now about comping something out. Like there was a Gold Star Rayquaza that came by the booth, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna comp this out. Let me see how Nick, one of the booth owners, comps this out, so I could kind of learn and, you know, get it. I'm not afraid to be like, okay, I'm not sure how to do this right now. Let me see. Let me learn so that in the future I'm more, you know, ready and willing to do this, right?
Right.
That's the only time I really got nervous. I had worked in customer service for a long time. Like before I was in pharmaceuticals, I was a assistant manager at a clothing store. So I had been around like customer service for a long time. That was never like an issue for me. And I know Pokemon. I'm very knowledgeable about Pokemon, so that was never an issue for me too. Like, oh, okay, let me look this up. It's an older set. Oh, let me find this Typhlosion. It's a T17. We had a T17 come through. It was really clean.
Nice.
Like, oh, what's that from? I was, oh, just type in Typhlosion, Neo, scroll, click it. It's quick. It's easy. The only tedious part is when like people come through with like massive collections.
Yeah.
And they're like, price this out. I'm like, all right, so have you been offered on this? What are you looking at? Trying to minimize the amount of time that you have to spend on something like that is like a big thing, because if you comp everything out and they're like, oh, okay, and they just walk away, or they're going to go, you know, see who else has a better offer. It's like, all right, let me see. What do you want to get out of this? What are you thinking on this? Let me see if I could even come close based on some previous comps, not waste an entire 2 hours of your time and my time trying to comp out everything, just being as fair as possible for them. And a lot of people appreciate that. And they appreciate like you showing them like, oh, this is the percentage. This is what I have it at market. And then show them all the math right there on your phone, whatever you got to do. And a lot of times people really appreciate that, because they're like, whoa, this other vendor didn't do that for me. They just kind of told me a number. So it goes a long way.
Yeah. Do you plan on expanding to going to like events and vending as well?
You know what's funny? I don't know if you guys know Roche's Pokédex, but there's another channel they do live streams, live openings, and they've also started to vend themselves. And they hit me up. They're local here in Southern California. They've hit me up before about like, oh, do you want to vend at a show? And it's something I'm open to, but I don't think I'm wanting to do that yet. I don't know why. I think just because like I'm already at Frankenstein's, which draws in so many people already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I'm just gonna stick with that for now. And if, you know, there's some special event. Like I thought about doing it at a car party but I don't want to spend time at a vending booth. I just kind of want to hang out with my friends, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking
So
about
now,
that too, and it's just I would much rather just do whatever and
I don't want to go there to work. Like I'll do something like that and stuff if he asked me to like do some sort of event, but like to actually work at a booth, it doesn't sound really appealing to me. When I already do it at, you know, one of like the bigger collectible shows. But in the future, maybe like the Front Row Card Show is something I would want to do maybe sometime in the future. But as of now, I'm just gonna stick to one thing right now.
Elliot,
have you met
next time you're in LA, you have to go to Frankenstein's.
Yeah.
No,
like I've never seen anything like.
It's funny. A lot of people say that. I've met a decent amount of people. I think you were going to ask that right now, Elliot. Like if I've met.
Yeah, like anybody from your chat or anything.
Yeah. One of my mods. I have a couple of mods that are local. One of my mods,
awesome.
He comes by every once in a while. I've met some people out of town that have come by. There's been a ton of people that have like recognized me because I've been in Pat's videos here and there. Then people recognize the booth in general because that's where Alex Ketchum gets a ton of his team up packs from. So like I'll be in the background just chilling somewhere sometimes in those videos. But yeah, a decent amount of people have come by like, "Are you Jay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." But it's funny because my name is Joey. Jay was just like a nickname I was given to when I would play basketball. For some reason, Joey was too long for them to say, so they just called me Jay. Go figure. One syllable versus two syllables, you know. So a lot of people refer to me as Jay, and then when they do, I'm like, I'm assuming you know the channel because or else you would have called me Joey. But it's always fun, like with those interactions in person. I've enjoyed it. It's been a good time.
How many tables do they have at Frankenstein's?
A lot.
Infinitely many. Yeah. There's I off the top of my head, I don't know, but do you have a Sam's Club near you or a Costco?
Yeah.
So the warehouse it's in used to be a Sam's Club.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So picture aisles and booths that would fill up an entire Costco or Sam's Club.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how big it is.
I know they released like the card party numbers for vendors and they said it was 800. And I don't think I've been at a show that had that many. And I mean,
that's a lot.
It seems unreal, but I'm kind of picturing that for Frankenstein's as well. Like it seems like it's just
I mean, it's probably on par with that because I know last year at Card Party there was 2 separate rooms. This year, I think Pat said there was just one giant room that filled up with all these vendors. So that's gonna be crazy to see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sad I don't get to go to Tampa. Oh.
I know. I wish you were coming.
At first, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna feel any FOMO. I'm like, I'm starting to feel it a little bit right now, but I'm like, okay, once October comes, it'll be fine. Let's just not think about it. I'm not gonna look at anybody's posts right now. I'm gonna be a hater.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna get Elliot probably calling me while he's there. I'm gonna get some videos and
oh yeah. Gonzo probably gonna do that to me too.
He's talking some shit.
You should have been here.
Yeah. Find
man.
like an 80-year-old man and be like, yeah, is this John?
Oh my god.
Last year was a lot of fun over there in Orlando. So I think when he announced last year that there was going to be 2 separate ones, I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go to both of them. But I was like, as things kind of progress, I'm like, damn, I have a lot of things I need to do. Like we just came back from like a mini vacation in Arizona the last weekend. So knowing that, I was like, I don't know if I can justify, missing out on, either working and, vending for 2 weekends in a row. And then I didn't want to. So I'm like, all right, let's put a pause on Card Party East. And I was actually thinking about going out to Ryan's place in July with a lot of other people for the CollectorCon. But then we happened to schedule, because my daughter's birthday is in July, but it's early in July, but we happened to schedule something else for her later on. So it just wasn't going to work out too with that. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll be able to go out there another time. But in October, definitely going, even when I'm going to go to Worlds this year, right?
Oh, sweet.
But I'm only going to go Friday and part of Saturday because I'm supposed to fly out. I was supposed to fly out on Friday with my wife to a wedding in Seattle. And I was like, can I go to Worlds for a little while because the wedding's on Sunday? She's like, you better be on a flight Saturday night and be there. I'm like, I got you. So like, even with that, I squeeze in a little bit of time and then I'll fly out that Saturday night to go do the wedding.
Where is Worlds?
Anaheim, California.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn, we might have to go too then.
Yeah. I don't know how it works because you have to like get a spectator pass.
Yeah, I think because John, he wants to get into competing.
Oh shit.
But
okay.
he like right before he went on deployment, he started doing like all the research and stuff, and he's missed pretty much everything necessary.
It's I can't imagine like the competition side of things, like in trying to get into that. Is crazy. The amount of dedication that you need to get to Worlds is insane. And I'm like, yo, shout out to everybody that's playing the actual TCG. You guys are badasses. I don't know how you get there.
Yeah, it's on. I played for the first time with one of my buddies, and so I was playing like the TCG Pocket, and he was saying that that's how kind of the like with base set, that's how it would work. And then like we played with a modern deck, and I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell is going on. And he's like showing me all these like not loopholes, but like you do this, and then you can make like 12 other moves. And one of my buddies from high school that I did track with, and in college, he actually went to Japan Worlds and competed. I'm like, dude, even just watching it, I don't know what's happening.
You're like lost.
It's unreal.
I've seen it too, and I'm like, everything's happening so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, he just won. I thought this started. How did this just happen already?
Me and John just started learning. Was that last year? And I feel like I'm pretty good, but there's no way. There's no way I'm going to be able to compete in actual competitions.
Like I said, like they dedicate a lot of time to being some of the best in the world. So props to them for getting there, because it's insane. It's insane the speed that they go, the pace that they have, and there's like rarely ever any hesitation. They know exactly what they want to do and where they want to go with whatever move they're doing. I'm on TCG Pocket, like, what am I going to do next? You know, like taking forever to make a move, trying to see if I can win. But yeah, they do a hell of a job. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been to Worlds. And I told myself I was going to want to go because it's so close. It's like 30 minutes away from me in Anaheim. So I really wanted to go. And I know a decent amount of other people that I know in the community now are going to be there too. So it should be a lot of fun.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Try to go next year. I think next year's in San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
As long as everything stays in California, that would be great.
Yeah, that's a
minimal travel.
Yeah.
Minimal travel. Yeah. Elliot, I'm sorry, Elliot. It's all good. You don't have to travel, man.
I'll just start hitchhiking.
Do what
you better start now.
Yeah, right.
You get there eventually.
It's a long walk.
It just takes a minute.
So, to go back a little bit to, you were talking about Card Party last year. I saw your military style challenge that you did.
Yeah.
That was awesome, first of all. But what made you like get the idea to kind of step out of the box a little bit?
Well, that's a good question. What did I was bored making just regular videos. So I was like, all right, let me incorporate some sort of physical challenge aspect to it. And I think I was kind of talking to Gonzo before it. He's like, oh, you should do the PR testing for the Navy. He told me, he asked me like the age. At the time I was 31, and he gave me like the breakdown of what's the time or the amount of reps you have to do for each kind of physical challenge. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me like try to incorporate you within this then too, since you are like, that's your background. He's Navy. So I kind of wanted to incorporate him. That's kind of like why we did like the FaceTime calls. It's funny because I didn't know on FaceTime you couldn't capture audio. It just captures the actual recording. So I was over here like holding my microphone as we were talking so I could capture the audio properly. And that took like 4 different takes. Like we had to do that over and over because it wasn't capturing right. But no, yeah, it's kind of like paying homage to like the service members as best I could. And you know, incorporating Pokemon within the physical challenge. It's all I really wanted to do. And you know, I wasn't used. I hadn't edited a video like that in like a long time too. So it was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun to do in all. So
yeah, I think the edit on that video was amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I try my best. The only thing I messed up on was I didn't get enough like B-roll of Card Party and enough like additional footage that I wanted to with like different angles. I think some of my files got corrupted on like the SD card I was using. But I made it work with what I had. It's funny. Anytime I get like an actual video that I'm going to edit, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to go with this, but eventually we're going to turn this into something. It's always fun. I miss doing that too. That's why I do want to get back into more pre-recorded stuff like down the line. Once more time opens up.
Yeah.
What about for you guys? You guys doing anything right now as far as like pre-recorded? I know Elliot, I know you got your shorts going on. Misty, what you guys got going on right now? I know John's not there right now, so how's it been for you to like kind of pick up the slack?
It was really hard at first because I was very used to like having the back and forth with him. So like filming solo was really weird to like be talking to myself the entire time, trying to make sure that I'm like keeping conversation going, even though I'm just talking to a camera. I think I've gotten used to it though. But yeah, I pretty much just do long form right now, waiting for him to get back, probably get back into live streams.
Got you. Yeah. When is he supposed to get back?
Roughly 6 weeks.
Okay, so it's winding down finally. I remember the first time you guys came to the booth, it was like right before he was about to be sent out too. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
And Elliot, for you too, focusing like on the short form content and
doing the shorts. So right now I'm doing the like I open a pack a day and I put the card, if it's a hit, I put the card in a binder, and then I'm doing a giveaway with that, and I'm actually going to announce it at Card Party, but I actually just started a new series for the shorts where I'm just doing like yard work because like I got a power washer in my hands, and I was like, okay, I'm addicted to that now. So
hey, I can't even hate on it. I seen one of those guys on TikTok that he like goes around power washing people's driveways and stuff. I'm like, why am I watching this entire video right now?
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm doing that and kind of mixing in quote unquote rare Pokemon facts.
That's cool.
And it's been a lot of fun I have 2 videos done. It's just been a lot of fun to record that, kind of learn the style, and then learn more about Pokemon because there's a lot I didn't know.
Right.
I feel I've been in the space forever, or not really in the creator space, but just Pokemon in general. And then for long form, I mean, I've just been doing a lot of like PSA and just opening stuff. But now that I'm out of school for the summer, which is nice, I have a little bit more time, not as much as I thought I would, to do like more fun videos. So yesterday I just filmed a whole golf video with Toke Poles, or another channel that is from like upstate New York.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun. So pretty much we just had like, you open a pack and whatever you get determines like a buff or a nerf for the hole. But it was a lot of fun to do. A lot of editing, a lot more than I thought.
Dude, editing takes up so much time, man. I think that's another thing that I think even as we speak, I have like 2 or 3 other videos that have been recorded, but I recorded them like so long ago and I never got a chance to edit them. I'm like, there's no point in editing them because everything on there is like pretty much outdated, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put this together in like a compilation or something just to throw it out there for like members or something like that. But the editing aspect of things is always tedious.
Yes. I still have some stuff that I haven't posted from New Jersey Collecticon last year. Like, it's too late now.
It's sitting in the hard drive somewhere.
Yeah. Completely lost at this point.
That's tough. I've been trying to do daily posts on Instagram, and I have been. I think I started in April. So as of April, I've been posting one piece of content, whether it's a video, mostly videos, but photos as well too, like daily on Instagram. And that was like because one of my mods, Ricky, he was like, "Dude, stop being a bitch and start posting every day." I'm like, "You're right, you're right." So here we are. That's all it took.
I saw your the Umbreon that you pulled from the gym.
From we pulled from the Gem 2 packs, right? We pulled the Umbreon last night and the night before, so back-to-back nights with the Umbreon. So that was cool.
Those are so cool.
Yeah, I like those artworks. It's crazy to me that the Chinese cards are getting all these exclusive artworks, and I'm over here like, yo, when's English gonna get some exclusive things like that?
I've been getting into. I kind of for the same reason you were talking about earlier, because it's a little on the cheaper side, and there's still like really cool hits that you can get out of them. I'm telling you though, man, ever since John's been on deployment, I haven't pulled a single card over like $50.
My hands have been hot.
So we know who had the luck before. All right. So anytime that John's on, then you guys can get into the live streams. If it's just missed.
No, it's been bad.
That's how it is.
Ellie, you have had the hot hands though, man.
I try. People will tell you different. They're lying. All right. It's just, it's Pokemon. You'll go on like a hot streak and then cold streak, and then all of a sudden you start pulling some good things again. But I think because like the prices have been like so crazy with packs, something I've been doing is like the pull boxes, and because at the end of the day, if you're paying on it, you're gonna get something, versus if you're opening a pack, it could just be literally bulk, opening $14 packs of prismatic, $13 packs of prismatic, and just getting completely wrecked. Yeah, that can leave a sore spot for you for a long time.
Prismatic has been my least favorite set in the last 2 eras.
It's probably the set that I personally opened up the least of. On stream, we've opened up a decent amount of it, and for the longest time, I just wasn't even stocking it until people were like, "Oh, can you put more prismatic? Put more prismatic." I'm like, "I'll put it," and it goes, and I feel terrible when there's nothing in it. We did pull the Umbreon from it though one time. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
it was somebody that placed the first time order. He got 10 packs of prismatic. Sniped it. I was like, there is no way.
Unreal.
Congratulations.
There's that beginner's luck, man.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing for sure.
Yeah, we opened some for the golf challenge yesterday and got absolutely rinsed. It was brutal.
If
Just
you
prismatic,
guys ever want to get cooked, open up prismatic. That's basically the moral of the story.
Misty, I pulled the Misty's Lapras though on the first hole.
Oh,
nice. Yes.
I've pulled our first Misty card last night. The Misty and the Psyduck last night.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I love that card.
Yeah, it's a great card. So it was the first time we pulled it. We pulled so many of them in Japanese, and it was good to see it in English finally.
I had to buy them all. Because I just I couldn't pull them. I opened Japanese and English. Nothing.
You just have to buy them all. It's like that sometimes.
I hate doing it like that though. I'm very much like, I guess, a purist.
I know
when it comes to getting cards.
A lot of times I'm still kind of like that too. Not as much now. Especially because I'm vending and stuff. Like every once in a while, like, oh, there's a card there that I like. I'm gonna keep it PC for myself. But because like I'm so heavy into this as far as like the buying, the selling, the streaming, that at some point, like, okay, I might be willing to like part ways with it, but that's gonna be like the last thing. It's still tough with certain things. Other things I'm like, all right, just keep it moving in, out, keep something here, in, out, keep some stuff here. So that's kind of like how I am with it now at this point.
Man,
what's the craziest thing that you've had come to your table when you've been vending?
So there was, he doesn't have like, he's like an older guy. He doesn't have like a Instagram, or he's not like in the content side of Pokemon by any means. He came to the booth and he was selling a first edition Shining Charizard, right? It was a PSA 9. At the time, damn, I can't remember what it was at the time. It was before, like right before everything started booming like heavy. So it was late last year, maybe in November, probably early on when I started vending. We looked it up, we gave him an offer on it, and he was hesitant. I don't think he ended up taking the offer. I don't remember. But he also had this binder with him. This binder, there was over maybe $200,000 in this binder.
Oh my god!
All Charizards. You opened it up, it was base set Charizards. minty base set Charizards.
Oh my god.
There was the first page you opened up was a complete page of shadowless Charizards base set.
Oh my god.
The next page there was at least 4 first edition Zards and at least 2 or 3 other pages of unlimited Zards. You keep going. There's shiny Charizards. There's the CD promo Charizards. There's a page of Gold Star Charizards.
Oh my god. That's
a page. Blaine's Charizards, Dark Charizards. Every single Charizard that has been released was at least in that binder. Multiple or at least one of them. We told him to take that thing home and never to come back here with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he had no intention of selling it. But he just had it with him. He was with his family. Like I don't know what the thought process, like he didn't seem like someone that was trying to flex at all. He just like an older dude, like he was in his 70s, I think 60s or 70s.
Whoa.
He just had it with him. I'm like, what is this? I'm still sad that I didn't take a video because I really wish I did, but I was kind of just like looking at it. I was in awe. I've never been like in awe of something like that. It was the craziest thing that I've ever seen in person. Easily. I've seen an illustrator Pikachu in person before too.
Wow.
But
that's cool.
It was insane. The collection.
I would be terrified to walk around with that thing.
Yeah. I saw it. I opened some of it. I didn't even go through the entire binder. I went through about half of it. And there was still stuff like to go. But we kind of just closed it and said, this is insane. I think we scared his wife because we were like, you need to get this and take this home and, don't bring this with you again. This is like too much it was too much money, like
just dangerous
to have with you. They're literally dangerous.
I wonder if he's the guy, because there was a guy that went on Pawn Stars like a while back, and he had the biggest Charizard collection I've ever seen.
That was Gary.
Oh,
So it was a different guy. I did see another binder like pop up on like my Instagram feed recently that was similar to his, but it was different. This guy had a different collection because I don't think I saw any Gold Stars in that person's binder. And it was again one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
The Gold Star Charizards are going nuts right now too.
All the Gold Stars. I've seen some Gold Stars come through recently too, like a Gold Star Entei came by. And a PSA 9 Raikou Gold Star, which was surprisingly not that expensive. And I offered him, I think I offered him like 85% on it, but he was looking for like 95%. I'm like, I'll pass on that. I understand it. It's still going up. But it was like I was packing things up. I was about to leave. I was actually about to go on vacation. So I'm like, do I really want to spend another $1,000 on it before I leave and just hold on to it? Because I don't know if I wasn't going to keep it. I was like, no, I'll pass on it. So we passed on that. So the Entei, we were close to an agreement, but then I think he ended up going somewhere else and someone offered him like $10-20 more. And he took it. I was like, damn. Yeah. Tough. But
does that worry you at all? Like the fluctuation of the market right now and people talking about there being a crash coming. Does that worry you at all? Like with the vending?
At times it does. But I feel like the crash that's coming is going to be, if and when it comes, I don't know. A lot of people saying it might happen during like the black and white set. If it does come, I think it's going to be mostly for like the modern stuff. And for the modern stuff, it's kind of just like a touch and go thing with me. Like not that I don't care about it. I'll keep some of it, cards that I actually enjoy, but most of it is just in and out. For me, it's like some of the tag teams and like the megas that I'll be like holding on to right now, because I feel like that's where the opportunity is with some of the cards at the moment. Like I picked up recently a decent amount of megas and like XY stuff slabbed up.
I love that stuff.
It just looks good. So I'm like, okay, well, if it doesn't do well, I like this stuff, so I'm just gonna keep it anyways. But if and when like that crash happens with the modern stuff, I'm like, okay. And I kind of pick and choose. Like when that Drowsy was going insane, I'm like, the next day, a bunch of people trying to sell their Drowsies. I'm like, I'm good. I'm past. No, thank you. You could kind of pinpoint things. A good thing about like being in the vending space is you tend to follow the trends a lot more. Like before, I didn't really follow them as much. Like things here and there I would look up, but because I'm just like so immersed in it at this point, you kind of see where things are going. You see this huge uptick with things like Hidden Fates is going insane right now. Booster ETBs are like at $400 in ETB, $450 in ETB now. The promo inside that sealed is about $100 roughly now.
That's insane. So
yeah,
go ahead.
No, you're good.
I just like I was buying that promo in a PSA 10 for $40 like 2 years ago. Unreal.
Like $350 in the PSA 10, $400 in the PSA 10.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous. So the thing is, like, if that were to crash, I don't think it's going to crash like heavily because it's something that's out of print at this point, you know?
Yeah.
And that promo itself is just something that goes so quickly. I've sold it at $30, $50, $75, and if I put more out at $100, I'm assuming they're going to go. I'm not going to put any more out. I only have a few left, so I'm like, I'm just going to keep these at this point, you know? And then I think I only have like 2 Hidden Fates ETBs left too, and I'm just going to keep those. I don't want to open them. It gets to the point where, like, is it really worth selling it? Like, I see it going up. Do I really want to lose it and not get it back? Not really. So just I'm just gonna hold on.
I feel like some of that older stuff is like finally kind of catching up to where it should be, because the modern was just destroying it, and now it's catching. I think it's in the right spot.
Yeah, it's finally getting to the place where it should be. I mean, I don't know if I have it next to me. I don't have it next to me, but like, for example, XY Evolutions, it was a set that's like it's kind of shitted on just because it was printed so heavily, especially when it came out. But that Full Art Mega Charizard it went from like $50 to like $100 within the last couple months, which has seen the most amount of growth in who knows how long. The actual PSA 10 version of that is going kind of insane. So, I mean, it's just something to pay attention. I'm not an investor person. Like it's weird to say because I'm like heavily into it. You know, I'll pick things up here and there that I see that has potential, but I'm not super immersed in just like investing and holding long term. I just like what I like. I'll get what I like, and I'll keep what I like. That's kind of what it comes down to. But if you are, that's kind of something to pay attention to. I think XY is finally hitting its stride, and Black and White kind of as well too, especially with the recent set that's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, I love the XY full arts, and I was just buying dead cheap for $50 for a 10, and some of those are like over $300 now. I got them for like $50.
I think one of my buddies, Ricky, one of my mods too, one of my friends, he was saying that he got, I think it was, I want to say it's there's a Curum EX full art from XY. I forgot what set it's from.
Yeah, I think Ancient Origins.
Yeah, like $35 he picked it up for. I think it's like $350 at this point now too. It's
unreal.
It's ridiculous.
I think I bought that one for like $100.
Yeah, even then you're like, dang, do I buy this? And now it's just exploding in price. It's funny to see how like the trend goes from like modern to it's going to a little bit older, and then it'll probably hit some even more vintage stuff down the line.
I'm excited for the Black and White set because I didn't get to open any of the older version of the Black and White.
Got it.
But hearing you guys talk about XY right now, I'm regretting my choices because I do not like the XY era. And yeah, we had quite a bit of product that I kind of just ripped through because
that's why you don't like it. Don't rip that product. It's filled with nothing but pain.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it though, maybe I should have kept some of it sealed.
Yeah, some things here and there, like like these blisters, like are pretty dope. The 3-pack,
yeah.
And then I just picked up the Breakthrough ETB.
Nice.
Not too long
That's
ago.
such a good set.
And it's underrated, or like this box right here is very underrated. The Ash Greninja box.
Ooh.
It has like Ancient Origins, Breakpoint, and Breakthrough in there. It's a crazy selection in there. But it's just certain things that I enjoy that I'll pick up. And then, you know, don't go crazy at a budget for anybody that's watching. That could come back to bite you in the ass real quick.
And it's real easy to go over budget.
Yeah, you could
Yes.
be upside down on it very quickly. I think I don't know if you guys saw. There was like somebody that made a video recently that he just kind of got back into Pokemon with Prismatic, and he's like $20,000 in debt since Prismatic.
Yes.
dropped.
Yeah, he just bought all Prismatic or
Oof.
something like that.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
There were so many people too recently that, you know, they come to the booth or they come to the streams and like, oh, I just got back into it. And that's kind of something I kind of tell them, like, okay, just don't go crazy. I'm no one to tell you what to do with your money, but I just tell them like, oh, from my experience, a lot of people kind of get in, they get super hyped, and then they literally have to sell everything 2 months later because they went overboard with it. Just, you know, enjoy the time. Don't get that FOMO. Do your best to not get the FOMO. I know it's tough.
The FOMO is so bad. I got that when I started up again. I think
Yeah.
I bought like a Shining Fates ETB for like $140 or like something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. And now that set is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely a downfall of the hobby, unfortunately. But just be careful.
Yes. Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're getting all of our questions in.
Are you good?
What do you think of the upcoming Mega set?
I'm looking forward to it. I collected somewhat during like the XY era, not like heavily. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the megas. Like if they're gonna be in like an SIR variants, I'm assuming they are. So I want to see that. I think that's gonna be crazy. I think a lot of people are saying that the hype is dying down. It maybe not to the extent that it was with Prismatic, but there's still a lot of fire sets that Pokemon's gonna be coming out with. And they announced the Rayquaza set. It's my second favorite Pokemon. Are you kidding me? I'm about to go stupid with that set, you know?
The artworks are
stupid,
so
okay?
good.
Responsibly stupid. Okay.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Good amounts of nostalgia callbacks for a lot of people that kind of came up during that era too.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't have adult money, but now they do. So they're probably going to go with it too. That's just like all of us. We all have like that one generation we gravitate to. And now you have adult money. So you're like, okay, I'm buying this. I'm buying this. I'm looking for it. You guys? How about you guys? Looking forward to it?
Oh,
I didn't even think about there being SARs. Like that didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
And until you said it. And now I'm like super excited.
Because I mean, back then they just had the full art megas, right? Which were still cool. But now they add like that additional, hopefully SIR variant to it. That's just going to make it insane, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, even the black and white artworks are so good. Like I just opened I opened a fat pack I won the golf thing yesterday. And so the prize was the fat pack and I pulled the Reshiram. And
wait, what'd you pull?
The Reshiram SIR.
Oh shit! Congrats! That's a sick card.
It is, especially in person too. The texture is just insane, and like seeing what they'll do with the megas. That's getting me hyped up now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like, I don't think Pokemon has any sign. No, there's signs of slowing down, but with the singles and stuff like that. But I think especially with this new set, it's going to revamp a lot of people. It's going to bring even more people back in. They have a Charizard set and a Rayquaza set. If you tell me that's not going to bring people back in, I don't know what the hell you're smoking, but it's going to bring even more people back in, I think, which is, you know, good and bad because of the state of the hobby in general. So it's good things, bad things, but I think it's still going to continue to bloom and blossom, as easy as I can say it.
Yeah, even if it does drop, which it will eventually, I don't think it's going to go back to where it was. Like I think the days of the $100, $90 booster box is just gone.
That's unfortunate. That's the bad thing too. I'm wondering where or when you'll find like that, because with Journey Together, it's still like a $200 booster box. I don't think it's a $200 booster box by any means. It should be a lot cheaper than that, but the market is dictating that's where it needs to be. So I'm curious to see eventually down the line where it will settle, you know, whether it's like the best you could do is MSRP everywhere. I guess it's at least not $250 a booster box, but yeah, I was picking up like Paldean, any of the Paldea evolved. I was picking up like Paradox Rift for like $90 a booster box for the longest time. And even the first wave of Surging Sparks, I got for like $100 a booster box. And the second wave, that was gone. It was crazy. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, it has been. John's coming back to. He doesn't even know what he's coming back to. Actually, he left right as Surging Sparks came out. So he has no idea what's been going on in the market.
He's going to have so much fun.
Just a shit show. Nothing big here. Nothing going on here. It's so much good things, but so many bad things with the hobby at the moment. It's I see why people get upset, see why people are mad, frustrated. I think I made a video too that, you know, kind of like not addressing it, kind of addressing it. You know, people are frustrated because, you know, this is their outlet. This is a hobby that they enjoy. Now they can't even afford to, you know, get into it the way they like. It sucks. It for sure sucks. So I feel that.
Elliot, you got any more questions over there, broski?
Yeah. One of the questions we do like to ask our guests is, if you could have full control over a new set, what would you do with that set?
Damn. Full control over a set. I love the EX era because I first of all, I never collected it when it came out, right? So, you know,
EXs and
Hollow Phantoms, all that stuff. The reverse stamps.
EX, okay.
I want reverse stamps to be back. The reverse hollow that they had.
Yes.
That's one thing that I would incorporate back into it. Now the thing is, I wouldn't do it like a Pokeball. I'm not going to switch out all the ARs just for Pokeballs like Prismatic did. All right. So the reverse stamp, but then also like include maybe texture on the ARs or
yes.
That's literally all I can think of right now. And just add the Pokemon that I enjoy. So Houndoom, Rayquaza, all these other hype Pokemon. Zeraora is another favorite that I have. Just put like all my favorites in there and let artists have their way with them. You know, I feel like, I don't know if artwork, if they like Pokemon was more stringent on what the artists could do before, but I can appreciate the fact that Pokemon is letting the artists be artists and just draw and make beautiful artwork. That's been one of the best things to see over the past couple of years with Pokemon.
I agree. I think the artwork has gotten so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Easily. So much better.
I don't know, like they have like the drawing contests and stuff, so you get like a promo card, but I feel like if they just had a set with like fan art, that would just be so good. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, those cards last year at Card Party, weren't they all done by like art?
Yeah,
those are done really well too.
Yes.
I had a bunch of other people in the community just make the artwork for the cards, and I think they turned out great, you know. I think that would be really cool if Pokemon like legitimately, instead of, you know how they do the illustration contest, but it's kind of just a promo card. If they did a contest and they legitimately put it into a future set, I think that would open up a lot of avenues for artists and the collectors together.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
I agree. That's pretty fire. What do you think, Misty? What kind of set do you want to see?
Oh man. I think it was somebody in our comments the other day. They said an all Ditto set. I would love to see that.
Nothing but derpy faces everywhere.
Yes, yes.
That would be awesome. You just have like mean looking Rayquaza or Charizard, but it's just like two little dot eyes.
The little dots.
I think that,
I like that.
An all Ditto set.
Cool. There's a ton of people that always come by asking for like Ditto cards, and I have nothing to give them because I'll regular Dittos. All I ever get in really is like the Shining Fates ones. It's rare that I ever see the EX era Dittos, and if they are there, I'm like, I kind of want to keep these, so these are mine. Man.
What set was it that did was that Go? Pokemon Go?
Yes.
The peelable?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I really like that one. I don't really like Pokemon Go, but that was a cool
idea.
It was a cool gimmick. And then Crown Zenith also has the Ditto. I think it's a Camerupt. Is it a Camerupt or a Numel? That has like a derpy face.
Oh, yes.
From the Galarian Gallery. A lot of people always ask for that card too.
Really?
Yeah, a ton of people ask for Crown Zenith cards, whether it be the gold cards or you know how like that inside the Galarian Gallery, it's the 9 cards that kind of connect, like the Pikachu, the Poochyena, Swablu. A lot of people always ask for those cards too. Those things like fly off the shelf. They're not very expensive, but people always ask for them.
That's crazy. People are still like going after Crown Zenith.
Yeah, people love that set. I'm
So good.
assuming that's going to go crazy down the line. Like it's already pretty expensive. I think it's like almost $12 a pack at this point, but down the line, I think that's going to be another set that's really, really sought after.
Damn,
Yeah, those
man,
graded
so
cards
many.
had a big jump recently too.
Mm-hmm.
I had so many ETBs of that.
Yeah, you know what? I had a ton of ETBs of celebrations that I opened up personally. A ton of celebrations product in general. I never pulled the Charizard for myself. I pulled it in a giveaway one time. I never pulled it for myself. So it's kind of still a running joke between a couple of the OGs on my channel and me with celebrations. I don't open it anymore.
Yeah, just
we stopped opening that too.
Yeah, I'll keep things sealed because the 30th anniversary is next year too. So
I know
people are gonna go back to Generations, celebrations. Generations is going stupid right now as we speak. People bought out. I don't know who, but people bought out like the pink collections of it not too long ago, and prices have just gone stupid for that set now.
Damn.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. You see kind of. I don't know if it's market manipulation or just crazy buyouts. The more that I like vended, the more that I keep track of it. I'm like, oh, this card is experiencing either a buyout or people are just manipulating the prices somehow right now.
That's so interesting.
That's cool that you get to see that side of things.
Yeah, I'll see it in real time. Like I remember seeing the huge jump for some of the Sword and Shield booster boxes like overnight. Because on Saturday, people had them listed. For example, there was like a Silver Tempest box that was listed for like $175. That was Saturday. Sunday, it was at $240. So overnight, seeing the price, it's wild to see it like in real time as it happens. You're like, oh, I should have got that yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's crazy to see a jump like that. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been happening so much. I see why a lot of people are unhappy with the state of the hobby right now. Trust me, I get it. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it sucks when you got your eyes on a card and you're like, it's just a little much right now. I'll get it in like a month, and then a month later, it's just like,
There's another card that I was looking at, a PSA 9 Mega Gardevoir from Steam Siege. I was like watching it on eBay for like the past 3 days. There was 3 different cards. All of them were listed about like 110. And since I started watching it on Sunday, they're all gone at this point too. So I'm like, okay, well, the next one I see pop up, I'm probably just gonna buy because I want that card. So yeah, those megas are probably, I'm not an expert by any means, but probably on the rise.
Man, that sucks. I'm trying to collect all of the megas. I haven't even made a dent yet. So
yeah, there's so many. One of my buddies at the booth, he has almost every single mega in his binder.
That's gonna be sweet.
They look really good in the binder together. They look really good. So I will say that. So that's why also I'm looking forward to the new mega set too, just by picking some of them up, starting a binder with those. My son will probably start a binder too with those ones. He's looking forward to the mega set now too.
That's awesome.
I was gonna ask you, are your kids into Pokemon just like you are?
My daughter's too young still, but my son is. He has a couple binders. He did his first PSA submission. We should get the cards tomorrow, actually. I know what he got. He's around the corner, so I'm not gonna say it out loud, but he did good. He did good.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And they're all cards he pulled too, so that's amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's good. Man, that's
fun.
And that's good too that you're kind of showing him like to protect those banger cards and hold on to them. And
not like me when I had all my cards from back when I was little. Used to sell me yard sales just to get some money for the ice cream man. Oh man,
the amount of cards that I had stacks of base set everything, and I know I had a Charizard, no idea where it went. It was just so much.
I couldn't tell you where most of my collection went either. I know I sold some of it, but I know I had some. I used to move a lot when I was younger. Like me and my mom would be moving a lot. So it probably just got lost in multiple moves. That's what I attribute it to. So
Yeah.
sucks.
My brother-in-law had the first edition Charizard. He sold it for $70 back in the day.
No.
Which is a lot back then, but
I mean,
now
yeah, but-
he's kicking himself.
In hindsight, it's
Yeah.
20 years
My
later.
God. I had Topps cards. I had Topps Pokemon cards as well.
A lot of people like those Topps cards.
Those are going crazy. And I've
I
seen,
don't have them anymore.
I vended twice, and like the Sparkles and Technos, like just going for ridiculous money.
Yeah, the Technos, especially if they're graded too and good grades, because those are hard to grade because of the corners. They're all like super pointy.
Yeah.
But high grades of those cards are super expensive. Ridiculous. Misty, have you ever, Elliot said he vended before then. Have you ever vended, Misty?
No, we have not.
That's something you and John would want
to, but I don't know. I don't know if especially with the way the market is right now, with how expensive everything is, I don't know if it would be a good time to get into it right now. We definitely want to do something like that down the line. We've even considered opening a shop down the line at some point.
Nice. That's cool.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things like, is it a good time right now because of how the market is? Is it a bad time? I get it. It's tough too because you have to put in money to get the table and everything. I don't know how like smaller vendors do it sometimes. Like obviously there's some that have like a huge following at this point where like, okay, they're for sure going to make their money back. There's people going to sell to them. They're almost guaranteed, but other people that are just starting out, they're like, okay, I'm going to get a booth at a larger show. I'm assuming they lose money like to start off. It must be really tough.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, unless if you're going in with a really like big collection that you've been holding on to
unless
for
you just
a while.
got a fire collection. That's true.
Yeah.
People always love a good collection. I'm no different.
Well, man, before we wrap it up,
okay.
Do you have any questions for us?
Oh, yeah.
How has it been for you guys to start a separate channel for the podcast?
It's been great.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like that was the right move versus like kind of bringing it into like one of your guys' current channels?
Yeah,
I do.
I think so.
I think it was kind of cool for us to all just like come together and it gives us a space to hang out while still being able to talk about the hobby and get to hang out with guys like you.
Have great guests on.
No, you guys have been killing it. Putting out like the constant like the pods and everything. I know you guys had a ton of people on already too. What was I don't want to say was your favorite moment, but do you guys have like a moment that sticks out to you guys as far as like with the guests or anything so far?
I'm probably being a little biased here, but I really enjoyed our Vault pod that we did.
Nice.
That one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, super cool dude. And
he was one of the first like I won't say larger PokeTubers that came on to when I was doing the podcast as well. And without hesitation, he was like, "Yeah, man, let's set it up." Literally the next day, I was like, "Oh shit,
awesome.
Okay, already, okay, let's do this." So yeah,
he helped me and John start our channel as well.
Cool.
Like yeah,
that's great. Yeah, shout out to Sean. He's a really good guy. I always hate when people like talk bad about like him or like the larger creators just because they're bigger creators. They work their asses off to get to where they're at, and I've seen them do like nothing but like good for a ton of people too. So it's like I love that they're seeing the success that they're at right now.
Yeah, I agree.
The banter in that one that stuck out to me. We're just making fun of everybody the whole time.
That's great. I love to see him, man. Yeah, it was good. It's amazing. Making friends in the space was something I did not expect, but it was like one of the best things about just being in content in general.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally agree.
The community is insanely nice, and I'm super excited that we like got into it and happy about it, and grateful for all the peeps.
Yes.
Yeah. Same. It's been a great ride. So I appreciate you guys having me on the pod here too.
100%, man.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's been really fun hanging out with you.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime.
I appreciate it. I will try anytime. Like if you guys invite me back again, I will try to make sure that I have a time slot that's not too late, especially for you, Elliot.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. No, we definitely. When John gets back, we plan on having everybody back on. So 100% we will be reaching out.
He's
again
been missing that a
back.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be excited to be part of it again.
Yeah, he will be. And we're gonna come down to Frankensons and see you too. So
yeah, pull up whenever, Elliot. If you're ever over here, make sure you come by too. City Ministry, California, so not too far, like from LA.
Oh, sweet. I'll have to find a time to get out there.
Yeah, hold on, one second. Yep. My daughter just woke up right now. Oh no! Come here, mama. See, this is one of the things. Aww. You guys can cut this out of the pot if you want, but let me try to calm her down real quick, and we could finish that up. Say hi, Mama.
Hi.
It's so cute.
She likes to be on camera though, so maybe she'll be calm now. Say hi. Do we have an unexpected guest on the podcast right now? We apologize for the inconvenience, sir, everybody.
Not an inconvenience at all.
No.
Thank you guys. Yeah, sorry. It was funny when I did a podcast with Ryan. The podcast started off with her interrupting that podcast as well too. So thanks, man. It's great. Say hi. No, you're angry. All right, she's angry. She doesn't like Pokemon yet. It's fine.
We'll get there.
We're all angry. It's okay.
It's okay.
But yeah, man, thanks for coming on. You want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah, I am on YouTube, Instagram, and sometimes TikTok, all Jay's Corner TCG. Follow me on YouTube channel for live streams, the Instagram for daily content, and TikTok for stuff that you will also see on Instagram.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. See ya.
Later, guys.
So you guys may have noticed in today's video that Vert was not present. He has chosen to step away from the pod. So it will be me and Elliot from here on out until John gets back. And then we will have John on the pod as well. But yeah, we just want to give you guys a little heads up.